Ladies and gentlemen, this RedGamingTech.com video, we have an update of sorts on the HUMA memory system. Now, you may remember that we were just speaking about this a lot yesterday. HUMA, by the way, stands for Heterogeneous Unified Memory Access. I've done quite a long, in-depth analysis of that yesterday, and I'm probably over the next day or two also going to be putting up another video to show diagrams of how it all works as well. But more importantly, just for now, there are new pieces of information revealed, which points out that Microsoft's Xbox One also has HUMA implemented. Now, you may remember yesterday, pretty much at the very start of the video, I mentioned that the AMD Senior Product Marketing Manager, Mark Diana, had told various members of the press that the PlayStation 4 supported HUMA Shared Memory Access, but the Xbox One didn't. He said that the PlayStation 4 would have a noticeable advantage over the Xbox One because, well, it didn't include it. Then AMD took out a denial, and they released a statement which said, and I quote, "made inaccurate statements regarding the details of our semi-custom APU architectures." They also stated that we're not going to make any announcements regarding any of the customizations that we have made on behalf of our customers, in this case, of course, Microsoft and Sony. And then an Xbox One developer decided to step in. And the developer said, and I quote, "somebody had PM'd me linking to an article that the PlayStation 4 had some big advantage over the Xbox One due to HUMA. This was apparently said by some AMD marketing manager. I haven't heard of HUMA today, so I went to look it up. The way I understand it is that in addition to having unified memory access, shared memory between the CPU and GPU, which allow the GPU to read CPU memory, it is also a coherent cache system." Then he also pointed out, and I quote, "I remember reading something on this when I first got my Alpha kit. I pulled a couple of their internal white papers, and it's pretty clear that this exact implementation is also the Xbox One's memory system." And so, now we have the story that the Xbox One also has the HUMA inside. And you could say this whole situation is becoming quite humorous, because I don't know. I kind of find it funny that the AMD marketing manager made that mistake, but this is the problem that I've been saying for quite a while on Facebook.com/RedGamingTech, when people have been asking me to give like honest opinions on stuff. And because so many people are under NDA, because so many people are working with half-truths, it's really difficult to do a complete accurate analysis and say, well, this system has this and this system doesn't. Obviously, some things we know categorically. We know, for example, the amount of GCN cores the PS4 has. We know the amount of performance that the PS4 has. We know the amount of performance, say, the Xbox One has in terms of G-flops. That kind of stuff, fine. It's a given. But when it comes to little subtle nuances that are inside, say, the APUs or the audio systems, various other bits and bobs, it's really difficult to make point-for-point comparisons. One of the really classic ones that's really up in the air right now, this is somewhat off-topic, but I might as well blabber the point a little bit, is the memory system on the Xbox One. There is real confusion right now to some developers. Obviously, some know more about it than others, on just how much the DDR3 memory is going to have in terms of impact. Because if you do some calculations, the memory bandwidth of the Xbox One isn't actually that far behind in terms of per core, because it has less GCN cores to begin with. And so you've got this like argument, well, with the ESRAM already in there and the move engines in there, maybe it won't be so bad. And the saying of loose lips sunk ships is a real truthful one, because it only takes one person to say the wrong thing, and that's it. I mean, one of the classic examples in recent memory is John Carmack, and John Carmack, when he was, speaking, you could tell that he had a lot more stuff to actually really say, but he was treading on eggshells, because everyone's under NDA, alright? If I was an Xbox One developer, I wouldn't be able to make these videos, or a PlayStation 4 developer, because I would be under NDA, so I couldn't really talk about anything that I knew. Obviously, if something's public domain, you can maybe make slight comments, but if you know something more, for example, it's really difficult, and therefore little things like this are bound to happen. I'm not really sure, once again, just to clarify 100%, we're not exactly sure just how well any of this is going to be really utilized. We do understand that HUMA is pretty much makes programming games very simplistic, but Microsoft and Microsoft and Sony both haven't confirmed anything. So this is just what a developer said, and AMD. So I really wouldn't be surprised if it's true. And to be honest with you, when I initially heard the AMD marketing manager say this, I was a bit confused, because the way I understood it, it seemed like it was pretty damn part and parcel of the architecture, so I wasn't really sure why it would have that for the PlayStation, not in the other one. Obviously, there have been some customizations for the PlayStation, for example, with the compute engines and so on, but that was just a bit of a mystery for me. So anyway, yeah, a bit of a short video, I know, but I just wanted to kind of get this out there because there's been so much of a shitstorm on it. So regardless, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.